So, who we got next on the phone, Tony?
We got Victoria in Gosforth.
Hello, Victoria.
Hi, how are you?
I'm losing the will to live.
Oh, don't say that. I hope I'm going to make it better.
All right, come on then. No, it's not the call or something. Angela Merkel, the massive turtles, just finishes off.
You're going to be thinking about that all night, aren't you?
I am. It's stuck in my head now. So, what do you want to chat about?
I want to talk about a campaign which we've got going at the moment.
Uh-huh.
You've probably seen lots of tweets coming through onto the radio station, Twitter page. We're trying to start a campaign to take that back to the City Hall next November.
Right.
Take that. Not a lot of people know this, but Take That's first ever concert was actually at Newcastle City Hall.
Was it?
It was, yeah, on the 2nd of November, 1992. And there are some hardcore fans that went all those years ago.
Little vatties.
Little Vatters.
Vatters.
Vatters, get it right. Yeah.
I thought they were called vatties.
Nope. And we went all those years ago, and we're just trying to get a campaign to try and get them back next year to celebrate the 25-year anniversary.
Oh, so did you used to hang around and go everywhere they went?
I sure did, yeah. I didn't go outside the houses or anything like that, but whenever they were in Newcastle, do you remember Gimme 5? It's like a Saturday.
I can remember Gimme 5 because do you know what? I was on Gimme 5.
You weren't Nobby the Sheep, were you?
No, I'll tell you what, this is how sad it was. There was me and another lad who was called Ross Noble, who's went on to do nothing with his career.
Nothing at all, no.
We started off, we used to do like a double act on that many years ago.
Well, there you go.
And you know when Take That came to do Gimme 5, were you there when they tried to smuggle them in?
Well, Steffan, I was actually in the audience, so you know what, we must have met.
Well, how old were you then?
Like 13, 12,
Right, no, I wouldn't have met you then. I would have been. What happened was, I can tell you this because this is what actually happened. They had to try and smuggle. Them into the studio and cause a distraction to get them in, because it was inundated with fans down there.
Crazy.
And what they did was they got a couple of people to dress up as Take That and then put blankets over them and tried to pull them in the back door of the studio so that all the fans rushed round there, right? And this is now I was nowhere near the size I am now. I wasn't that big. I was like 16 stone back then. And I had to pretend to be Gary Barlow. And I had a pair of checky pants on like Gary Barlow had. And I got brought in, and Gary Barlow got very upset. And why is the fat one meant to be me? He was really, really upset. He was really kicking off that the fat lad was meant to be him, and he genuinely he was laughing about it, but he got a bit bent out of shape about it.
Oh, he gets ribbed a lot for his dancing and his size, and he's absolutely beautiful now.
Oh no, now, but back then, I tell you, I did that. That was good fun. That. Ross Noble was Robbie Williams. Little known fact. There you go. So many years ago.
Oh, I love that. So so that's what we're trying to do.
So what are you going to do to get how do you get them back?
Well, Gary has been so fab over the past couple of years. He's done lots of Twitter campaigns, or he's asked people to do Twitter campaigns for people's weddings. He's turned up at people's weddings. He's turned up this year for milestone birthdays. So we're using Twitter an awful lot. And my Twitter name is @BritBlonde1979, and the hashtag that we're using is #TakeThatBack to where it all began. So we're just trying to tweet and retweet and get as many people on board to do that, just so hopefully he will notice. We recorded a song a few weeks back, so we changed the words to Never Forget, and we recorded that at the Loft Studios, and I'm putting a video to that on as we speak. And we're just doing lots of silly things. Through the magic of social media, I've met loads of fab people who are equally as crazy about them as I am. So when I did organise people to record the song, people came from Shropshire, people came from all over the country, which was really fab, really, really exciting. So fingers crossed it'll happen.
Well, hey, I hope it does. And actually, Luke the Lurker, you were just down seeing Take That the other week, weren't you?
He said...
I was, yeah. I went to Hyde Park.
Yeah. Oh, I am so jealous.
Best show I've ever been to, honestly.
He didn't have a ticket, he was just hiding in the trees.
Was he? Did he pretend he was Gary?
Well,
I'd be honest, he could probably pass for Gary better than I could right now. He's more your mate. He's more your what do you call him? Not Michael Owen.
Mark Owen.
Mark Owen, that's it.
Michael Owen.
Well, you know what I mean. He's like a mixture of Michael Owen and Mark Owen.
Well, it sounds good.
I mean, to be honest with you, Jason Orange will probably do it because he's got nothing to do at the minute, has he?
Oh, I know, but I don't think he wants anything more to do with it, unfortunately.
Does he not?
Would love to have him back for the 25 years, because they are going to do a tour. They are going to do lots. But yeah, I was gutted I wasn't at Hyde Park because it's the first concert I've ever missed. But when kids come along, my 4-year-old singing and dancing show had to take priority.
Oh, well, that's it. The thing we take that, though, is none of them, any one of them lads look like their dad. You know, my theory is in boy bands, right? Mm-hmm. You have the talented one, right? It was your Gary, right? Mm-hmm. You have your cheeky one who's a bit of the one for the mums and the aunties, right? That's your Robbie, right? Uh-huh. Then you have your the cute little one. Oh, bless him. That's your little Mr. Rowan, right? Uh-huh. Then you have the one for Auntie Susan who looks like a bit of rough, right?
Is that your Howard?
That's your Howard. That's your Howard, right? Jason Orange was also your Auntie Susan. They didn't have the one whose dad had a van. You know, you had the blonde-haired lad in Boyzone who clearly wasn't meant to be in the band, but his dad probably had a van and used to take them round.
Oh, I think Jason was the thinking girls icon. I think Jason was like the moody one.
I don't think Jason was thinking, to be honest with you, if you saw some of the outfits he wore. Oh, come on. I remember Venus. It was terrible.
I have nothing to say negative about those.
About who? Jason Orange.
Yeah.
First of all, he's named after a fruit.
Uh-huh.
Right? Second of all, he couldn't dance that well.
Jason was the dancer.
That's telling you something.
Do you know more?
Do I know more?
Did you pretend to be Jason on stage?
No, I'm not being funny. If I'd pretend to be Jason on stage, you'd be asking me back to City Hall now, love. I tell you, he couldn't dance to save toffee, that lad. Oh, I'm going to be a DJ instead. Why? Because nobody can see me legs when I dance. That's why.
Not quite.
So has no other boy band jumped in their place for you?
No, it's always been like that. But I did try and contact the Metro Centre a few weeks back because the first time I saw them, it was in like 1992, and they were part of National Smile Week at half term at the Metro Centre, and they were throwing out free toothbrushes. And I've got photos of them, but it was back in the day where you didn't have iPhones or anything. Yeah. So I had like a camera with a film in.
Was it Instamatic?
Well, it was like the old films that you then took to Boots, and if you were really lucky, or if your mum was really kind, you'd get it done in 3 days as opposed to like a month or whatever. Yeah. But then the film had already been used, so when I got it developed, my mum had been round show homes and like taken pictures of pairs of curtains and stuff, and then there's like Jason and Gary coming in between them.
So they're like ghosts?
Yeah, not the best. So I rang the Metro Centre a few weeks ago and I said, as part of this campaign, is there any chance you might have some footage or anything? And the lady, she was so lovely, but she said, they've never been here. And I said, no, they have. She's like, no, they've never been here. Oh, do you think you might be getting mistaken for Boyzone? I was like, no, I don't think so. So, I think that was way before they were famous.
Well, if that was the thing, because you used to get bands, used to come along and do, like Bad Boys Inc., right? They came and did Gimme Five, and then they went over to open a Rediffusion shop in Peterlee.
Oh my God,
that's what you did. That's what they did. They came and did this and they did that. But I've got to be honest with you. Take that when they came on, we thought when we were doing the show, we thought, they're going to be a right bunch of knackers. They're going to be all full of themselves. They were absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Really nice.
They really were. Because I was there in the audience, and even then, you can just imagine them to be, too big for their boots or whatever. And they all spoke to everyone that was in the crowd. They were
lovely.
Absolutely lovely.
However, East 17 the following week were a right bunch of knackers.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. That's why I've always stuck with my boys.
Exactly. Anybody who can run themselves over with their own car.
I know, not good, is it?
Tells you where you're going, like. So what's your favourite Take That song then?
Well, I do love Back for Good, but Rule the World, I think, has got to be my favourite song. And I love it with all the fireworks and stuff. I bet you that was amazing at Hyde Park.
I think that one, the road for Morrison's.
I can't think about anything other than Morrison's when I hear that song now.
You can't you? That's it. And that was ripped off a Lily Allen song anyway.
Which Lily Allen's? Oh yeah, I know what you say now. I think Gary's got enough talent. Do you not?
I think he was sitting listening and he went, that song's good, but I can
I've
read
got
better
an idea.
lyrics. I reckon Lily Allen would probably have him in a fight.
I think you're probably right.
I think Lily Allen could have most people in the fight.
I think you're probably right.
So let's hope you can bring Take That. Who was the support act for them? Can you remember?
Damien, do you remember the Time Warp?
I do. Oh, no.
Yeah. And the whole event was sponsored by Tribe perfume, and the room stank of Tribe because they were giving free samples out, and all these young girls thought, "Oh, get in, if I smell like this, Take That, I think I'm great." So yeah, some funny memories, but fingers crossed we can do it. So
I remember there's two of my friends. Remember when they had the Roxy? You'll not be too young. They used to have a TV show called the Roxy at Tyne Tees.
Yeah.
And they snuck in to see Bros. And they were 13, and you had to be 18 to get in. And they were 13. They had so much makeup on. If you hit her on the head, her face would have cracked. And she got in to see Bros. And what they did was, obviously, remember they had the girls' bottle tops on your shoes. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
Right? And she jumped on stage and got a hold of Matt Goss's leg and nearly ripped his leg off. Joanne Taylor, if you're listening, it was you and Debbie Woods, I remember. And they grabbed a hold of his leg and they ripped this girl's bottle top off his foot and brought it to school the next morning to show everybody. Poor Luke Goss. He nearly got his leg amputated by two rabid lasses from Shamrock.
These young girls, honestly, they're just supposed to be reckoned with.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to be funny. If Take That come to the City Hall, you'll be down the front going, Gary!
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
I'll leave him for you. Gary, come here.
I know, my poor husband. He's a very, very, very patient man.
What type of music your husband into?
He doesn't really have a choice. He listens to Take That quite a lot. But yeah, Paolo Nutini and things like that. A little bit different.
Yeah, never better with a bit of Paolo.
But between that and Disney songs in the car with the kids, it's a bit of a mix.
To be honest, it sounds like you're just a walking now album, to be honest. Well, thank you for your call. Can we put you in the hat for anything?
The High Street vouchers and the monoxide.
I'll let you know that Gary Barlow loves a good monoxide alarm.
Does he? Well, I'll send it to him.
No, don't. If he gets to the City Hall, you throw it at him. Throw it at him. You'll be expecting Nick as he gets hit with a monoxide alarm. That'll make his day, that will.
Thank you so much.
See you later. Thanks
Have
now.
a good day. Take care. Have
Cheers.
a good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye. 1914. It's just getting sillier as the night goes on, ladies and gentlemen. Angela Merkel, the massive turtle.